Inflation is really a tax on American consumers, and they are getting hit in every direction.
The expectation was awful, and the reality turned out to be even worse.
Analysts were predicting 7.3%. In fact, inflation jumped 7.5% the past year.
This is 8 straight months over 5%.
Inflation is now at its highest level in 40 years. This news comes on the same day Real Clear Politics showed the president's approval rating at its lowest average since Mr. Biden took office.
It's a harsh pillow to swallow compared to the last 3 presidents at the same time in their first terms. Trump, Obama, and George W. Bush were all above 40%.
The latest Labor Department report shows that even with wage increases, rising inflation means people are in real terms losing money.
If you haven't personally gotten a pay raise of 8% or more in the last year, then Democrats' policies have given you a pay cut. Pay cut.
Democrats seem to think the way out of this mess is to continue spending, for example, by reviving expanded child tax credits, which ended in December.
These are families who are middle-class families, low-income families. It's been a lifeline for them, and it's paycheck to paycheck.
The opposition disagrees.
What they want to do is just keep the printing presses running, devalue the dollar.
The numbers make it even more likely that progressive ambitions such as Build Back Better are done for this year.
The severity of this inflation was directly fueled by the reckless far-left spending spree that every single Democrat in this chamber voted to ram through at President Biden's behest last year.
Year on year, food is up 7%, energy 27%. But one of the worst hit sectors is the used car industry, which is up by 40%.
The prices keep increasing and the inventory getting smaller and smaller.
For the auto industry, the increase is a result of a national computer chip shortage. But like other industries, they're also suffering from shipping delays and increased production costs.
The customer comes in thinking we're making these huge profits on vehicles when we're really not, because the auction prices are going up. And so therefore it's a domino effect.
And while Mr. Biden tries to shift blame elsewhere, it's his shift from a self-proclaimed moderate to progressive pioneer that's hurting the very people he claims to want to help, those without savings to keep them afloat.
With interest rates where they are, the real interest rate has been negative. So you can see why people are going to start borrowing, consumers are going to start borrowing.
There is no question, though, that more government spending adds fuel to the inflation fire. We need to keep that as low as we can. And where we're going to do new programs in the government, we need to pay for them in a realistic way.
The question is when Mr. Biden will recognize that more spending will only prolong the agony. Maybe it's time to start listening to the one man in his party talking sense.
We have basically an economy that's on fire. You don't throw more fuel on the fire.